Uruguay, Italy, Germany, England, Brazil, Argentina, France, Spain. Every nation to ever lift football's biggest prize belongs on this list, and they all have one thing in common. Can you guess what it is? Every single one of them was led by one of their own. Not one World Cup winner has ever needed a manager from another country. Until now. Because England have put their hopes in the hands of a German. And for some fans, that's everything wrong with modern English football. When Thomas Tuchel was announced as England manager, the reaction was immediate. Some fans were excited. After all, this is a manager who has won major trophies and managed some of Europe's biggest clubs. But others were furious. Not because he isn't a good manager, not because he's tactically poor, because he's German, and because he isn't English. To these fans, international football is supposed to be different. Club football is all about buying the best players and hiring the best managers from around the world. International football isn't. You don't choose where you're born. You represent your country because it's yours. And many people believe that should apply to the manager too. If the players have to be English, why shouldn't the manager be? And then there's the other issue. England and Germany aren't just two random football nations. This rivalry goes back generations. 1966, 1990, Euro 96, the Frank Lampard goal that wasn't given in 2010. Time after time, Germany have been the team that broke English hearts. For decades, England fans grew up believing one thing: Germany always find a way to win. Now obviously, most younger fans don't genuinely dislike Germany. Many don't care at all. But for some supporters, seeing a German manager standing in the England dugout simply feels wrong. It feels like something international football wasn't supposed to become. But here's the uncomfortable question. If so many people think appointing a foreign manager is wrong, why did England do it? Because the truth is, English football has a manager problem, and it's a bigger problem than most people realize. Here's a fact that might surprise you. No English manager has ever won the Premier League. Not one. The richest, most watched, and arguably most competitive league in the world, and an English manager has never won it. Think about that for a second. Managers from Scotland have won it. Managers from France, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Spain, Chile, even managers from countries that have never won a World Cup have lifted the Premier League trophy. But not England, the country that invented football. Now, this doesn't mean England don't produce good managers. They absolutely do. Eddie Howe has done incredible things. Graham Potter earned huge praise for his work at Brighton. Sean Dyche has built a reputation for getting the most out of difficult situations. These are good managers, very good managers. But here's the problem. Are any of them viewed as being among the absolute elite? Would most people genuinely put them alongside Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp? Probably not. And that's where the debate becomes difficult. Because if England don't have an elite manager available, should they simply appoint an Englishman anyway? Or should they hire the best person for the job? That's the question Thomas Tuchel has forced everyone to ask. And this brings us back to the title. Why don't England deserve to win the World Cup? Well, that's not entirely true. Of course the players deserve a chance. The fans have waited 60 years, and everyone would love to see England lift that trophy again. But for some people, if England become the first nation in history to win the World Cup under a foreign manager, it would feel strange. Because every champion before them did it their own way. They produced their own manager, their own leader, their own football identity, and England couldn't. To these supporters, winning under a foreign manager would almost feel like borrowing somebody else's answer. It wouldn't be cheating, but it would raise a difficult question. How can the country that invented football produce world-class players, world-class stadiums, the richest league on earth, and billions of pounds in revenue, yet still not produce a manager they trust to lead their own national team? And maybe that's why the appointment of Thomas Tuchel has caused so much debate. Because this isn't really about Thomas Tuchel. He's one of the most successful managers in world football. This isn't even really about Germany. It's about identity. It's about what international football is supposed to represent. And it's about a fear that English football may have become incredibly good at importing greatness, but not so good at creating it. Thomas Tuchel might win England the World Cup. He might end 60 years of hurt. He might become the greatest England manager of all time. But if he does, the trophy won't just be a celebration. It will also leave English football with one uncomfortable question. How did the country that invented football end up needing a German to lead them back to the top?